year or so, I'm the 9th and 10th grade guidance counselor. What you may or may not be aware is that it is School Violence Awareness Week going on this week. Posted a few signs around the building. We're doing a couple of things that coordinate with the homecoming event, so we're just pointing that out. Just so you know, it's done every week, the third week of October. And what we like to do is invite the police department in and have them talk to you guys. Keep in mind, I know in your minds one of the main concerns is often a lockdown or an active shooter situation, but keep in mind, statistically, that's the least likely violent event to happen within the school. So what they're going to do is talk about, they aren't going to make reference to it, but they're going to talk about other things as well as things that the police department does for the community in general. Because they do a lot of wonderful things for the community that I think a lot of you don't even realize. I also have Officer Frank up here, who I'm sure pretty much all of you know now at this point. And I thought it might be a good opportunity for you guys to learn a little about it, because I'm sure you see him walk around the hallways, talking with the staff, and even talking with some of you guys sometimes. But, you know, there's a lot more to him, and I think it would be nice if you got to know him a little bit better. All right? So, I'm going to introduce everyone here, and then we're going to get started. So we have two detectives from the Bogota PD, Detective Rivera and
What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're doing good.
Hey, guys. So my name is Hector. I'm a detective. I'm actually a detective sergeant with Bogota Police. I've been a police officer for 13 years now. A lot of you guys have seen me when I was on patrol. I'm now in an office, stuck in a corner, doing investigations. There are two detectives out here, right? Two females that want to be a detective. It's great. It's a lot of work, a lot of investigative stuff. We're not that much on the road, but a lot of it has to do with nowadays with computer crimes. The computers do help us out a lot. So I did 9 years. I split up to patrolman, going out there protecting you guys, and then back into the office. With me, I have my partner, Detective Rivera. He's been on for about 12 years as well. On patrol for about 11, and he's been a year now with me in the bureau. Also an asset to have. He's got excellent investigative skills. He puts you in the box, and you're done. What I mean by that, he puts you inside the interrogation room. There's no way you're gonna get out of there without telling him exactly what happened. He's that good. So if you sit, hopefully I'll never see you guys in my office, inside that room, but just be ready. You're not gonna lie. You guys are gonna tell exactly what happened with Detective Rivera. Let me hand it over to him for a minute so he can explain what's going on.
Good morning, guys. Again, Detective Rivera. We all thought it was important to come and address some of the concerns for you guys, our youth, and just to reconnect with you guys at this point in the year. We try to stay relevant and current with you guys and pop in whenever we can. I try to fill in whenever Frank's not available, and we try to keep in touch with Frank also. We're so glad to have him and to start this little program and to make sure that you guys understand that we're here to help you guys. We're here to be an asset to you guys and to help whenever we can. So please, whenever you see me, come say good morning and come talk to me and see whatever concern you got, come talk to me. Very important. All right? So we'll get to the questions. How many cases domestic violence does go to see on average each year and how to deal with these types of cases? Does it change if children are involved? Yeah, so domestics are like one of the biggest ones we get questions about. Yes, it changes if children are involved. Sometimes we might have to get services in place, DIFUS is called, stuff like that. We see in Bogota anywhere from, I say at a minimum, we see about 20 a year, anywhere from 20 to 30 a year. Okay, so 1 or 2 a month, we'll see. So it happens more often than not. And a lot of times it's a lot of counseling that's needed, a lot of services that are needed. So we're there, we try to come up with a good resolution right there on the spot, and then we'll get services in place after that. So a lot of times that's how we'll handle it.
Hey guys. So I know it's a general question, but I wrote some stuff down for you guys. I want to give you like a brief background because I think that if I tell you a little bit about myself and where I came from, I think it may help you guys and looking towards your future. And when I look at you guys and I see some of you in the hallway and talk to you, I gotta be honest with you, you remind me of me back in the day. So let me just tell you that I'm gonna make it brief, but I'm gonna tell you a lot. So after high school, I attended Berkeley Community College, which helped me refine my writing and dance skills tremendously. After graduating from Berkeley Community, I attended Rutgers University and graduated with a bachelor's degree in political science. I also joined the U.S. Army ROTC program and trained in Fort Knox, Kentucky. My education and military exposure really laid the groundwork for law enforcement. In 1993, I was hired by the Bogota Police Department. I did about 10 years in the patrol division, and then my chief loaned me to the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Special Task Force. I was in a street crimes unit and had the opportunity to go all over northern New Jersey. When I came back to my police department, I was promoted to detective. I have to say that being a detective was probably the most interesting and rewarding part of police work that I was ever involved with. I later went up the ranks, detective sergeant and detective lieutenant. Eventually, I was supervising the detective bureau unit. In 2012, I became the chief of police in charge of 36 men. I took the job very seriously, and I worked long hours to better serve the community and improve working conditions. I have to say that one of my greatest accomplishments as chief was building a new police station and making New Milford ranked the second safest town in New Jersey. So that's, if any of that helps, I just want you guys to know that wherever you come from, whatever you think, how bad you have it, if I can do it, I know you guys can do it, okay? All right.
All right, guys. So what happens if someone purposely presses one of those new lockdown buttons as a prank? Obviously, we were all instructed, you guys were all instructed on what the lockdown procedure is. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we gotta worry about these things, right? So one of you guys end up pulling the lockdown, and you think it's funny. So what happens? It activates not only an alarm here, it activates an alarm at headquarters. Cameras pop up of your hallways, and we get to see what's going on here at school. At the same time, we've got patrol vehicles flying up here with assault rifles and big bulletproof vests ready to enter the school to figure out what's going on, okay? Along with that, we end up calling the county SWAT team, the state SWAT team, and other services. So what does that do when we figure out that this was a prank? Since we mobilized all these services, you caused a panic alarm, a false alarm. There's actually a 2C charge, an indictable charge, where you guys will be arrested and charged and possibly go to jail for it. So we take that really serious, all right? At the same time, you gotta remember that these officers, as well as myself, we're trying to get up here to contain whatever threat that is here. Make sure you guys are safe. God forbid one of these officers get into an accident and gets hurt on the way up here full force alarm. So we take this really serious when you guys decide, hopefully you will, to pull or to push that lockdown button. Remember, all those services that we put in, all those buttons, all those lights, all those alarms, it's for your safety, right? So let's maintain it and make sure that we don't mess around with it. Officer Frank, this is over.
Okay, so who is my boss? I would joke around and say I answered nobody. But my boss is the chief of police, but I also work very closely with the superintendent, the principal, and the vice principal of the school. That's it.
Just remember, there's also Steen School and Bixby, right? So we've got 3 special law enforcement officers. We got Officer Frank here at the high school. We've got James Shelzo at Steen School, and Gary Beckett over at Bixby. All 3 of them are retired law enforcement. They've had a full career in law enforcement, so they all are capable. As well as you all see, Officer Frank, they're all as capable as Officer Frank.
All right, what is something the Bogota Police Department does for the community that most people are unaware of? All right, so there's a lot of community things, right? Everyone's familiar with our youth academy. You guys know about that one. A lot of you have went through. All right. Throughout the year, we that's one more thing for the youth academy, right? All right. So we got the youth academy. Whenever the holidays roll around, we try to stay involved. All right. Halloween coming up, we'll do a nice little thing at headquarters. For Christmas, we will go around to some of the less fortunate families who can't get together enough gifts. We'll go and deliver gifts. We maintain a good social media presence at all times throughout the year. That gets updated. So we try to stay in touch with you guys. We try to stay in touch with the community and keep that rolling. Whenever there's some type of catastrophic event, we try to get involved also. The last one I can remember was the Puerto Rico that got hit with the large hurricane, and we did a large collection for that. That was at our headquarters. We had a good turnout for it. So we try to do these types of things, stay involved that way.
I see you have a badge on your shirt. What is this, Leo? What does the class mean? Okay, so my title right now is active shooter situations. What are the type of situations you're allowed to intervene in? Well, primarily what I'm here to do, like I told you guys before, I want to protect you, I want to protect the staff and the students. But if I do have to enforce the law, I will. And that's basically it.
Everybody's laughing, popping, right? Right. If I'm under 18 and I send a friend a new picture of another friend who is also 18, can I get in trouble with the law? This is the sexting and the distribution of nude photographs of people underage. Can you get in trouble with the law? Yes, 100%, absolutely. These types of cases, when people are distributing, basically it's child pornography, that's what it falls under. When people, even if you're under 18 and you're the one distributing it, it still falls falls under the same criminal statute. These are cases where we'll gather as much information as we can, which is usually not much on the initial, and it goes straight over to the prosecutor's office. Their computer crimes, which they'll download all of your computer and phone-based information, and even if you delete it, they can see it. That type of stuff, and their sex crimes unit. And then if it falls in a place where it's really not worth dealing with any of these types of pictures, you might as well just delete it off your phone and not have any interaction with it at all, because you run the risk of catching that criminal charge and becoming a Megan's Law registrant for the rest of your life. You know, this is something that they treat very serious. It's a sexual crime. So that's something they will follow you around. A mistake you made when you had just turned 18, and it'd be following you around until the day you pass away, because that law is going nowhere. So.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say something also, that one of the things that I did when I was a police officer in Milford was I had to track and monitor about 18 sexual offenders. And I just want to tell you how terrible that is. Because what happens is, one of the people, it wasn't out of the 18, it was actually, it was a high school student that just graduated. He was 18. And he did something silly in high school. You know what happened? Now I have to go to his house every 3 months, and I have to check his computer. And he has to come into the police department to register with me every month for the rest of his life. And I just found that was horrible, and I felt bad for him, because, you know, he might have made one stupid mistake, but that's how serious this is. And I just wanted to add to that, because that was a personal experience.
Hey guys, I also want to add to that as well. Here in Bogota, we have about 9, 10 sexual offenders that I have to deal with on a 3-month basis. Okay, it's unfortunate. Some of the stories that you hear from these guys. But just understand what Detective Rivera just mentioned. Right now, I'm going to go on a poll and say possibly 65% of you have sexual photos somewhere in your phone. All right? It could be your own, it could be your own, and it could be a friend. Innocently just sent to you. Those photos need to be deleted off your phone. Just by you having those photos in your phone is a charge, and you'll be sent to the Megan's Law list. And I'll be seeing you every 3 months for the rest of your life. This is how serious the law is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys are laughing now and stuff like that. Some of you are smiling. It's not funny when you guys are sitting in my office and I'm fingerprinting you every 3 months, and your face is exposed on the internet as one of the sexual offenders. You have to notify all your neighbors that you're a sexual offender, and so on and so forth. So it's really serious, you know. And just to add on to that, myself and Devin, we're going to be setting up some type of a forum in the near future about sexting, and give you guys a little bit more about the laws and the repercussions to this. And I'm sorry if I baffled all you guys, but it is what it is. We deal with this every single day. Bergen County has one of the highest sexting rates in the state right now. Okay, so, I mean, we gotta find other things to, you know, do with our time and send naked photos to each other. I'm serious.
So, I can't get into the strategy of it or our plans, but my role in the active shooter, in an active shooter situation is very simple. Like I told you before, I'm here to protect the students, and I'm here to protect the teachers and the staff. And basically what that means is, if there is a threat to this school, my first priority is to eliminate that threat. And after I eliminate that threat, or before I eliminate that threat, I am hoping that the Bogota Police, I shouldn't say I'm hoping, because I know they're going to be there. They're going to be there within minutes to back me up. And that's what it's all about. But we also need your help. And like I told you, what was it, on the first week or two of school? If any one of you, feel that you know something's going on that could possibly endanger the lives of everybody room, I would ask you to come forward and to talk to me, or to talk to your teacher, or the principal, or the vice principal, or your counselors. Do you understand that? Yes? Okay, that's it.
Hey, to add on to that, so it's so important to prevent something like this from happening. So like Officer Frank just said, if any of you guys hear or read anything on social media of some type of event that's gonna happen here, it just behooves you guys to just let the proper authorities know. You know what I'm saying? Last year we had a scare, one of those scares, and a couple of students called the school, and we were able to find out that the actual incident did happen, but it didn't happen here in Bogota here. It happened somewhere else in the United States. Okay, so I was very, actually I was thrilled to find out that you guys were on the up and up and were able to, gather that information and just give it to the proper authorities, and we were able to investigate it quick enough and make sure that nothing was going to happen up here. But that's where step one comes, right? We got to prevent. If anybody hears something, hears anything, you got to say something.
This is a perfect question for me. If I'm under 18, can the police ask me questions without my parents being present? Yes, 100% yes. I walk around and talk to you guys all the time, and we talk back and forth, there's no problem. Now, if you are the target of a criminal investigation, and you become the primary suspect in whatever type of case, I will then contact your parents in order to question you further. But before you are the target of any investigation, I can speak to you freely. There's no restriction there. The restrictions come when we're talking about interrogation. Right? So, yeah, you can feel free to speak to me at any time. I can speak to you at any time. So no problem. My dad called the Bogota Police Department and reported that my boyfriend was physically abusing me. What will you do? All right, in this type of case, we called everybody in. I would interview you, record it. I would have you fill out a handwritten statement with your parent present. Okay? I would get the whole victim side of the story first. Then I would go get your boyfriend, bring him in, do the same thing, record an interview to get to the bottom of everything. That still falls under domestic violence. Okay, so even though you guys are under the age of 18, if you're in a dating relationship, back and forth, right, that still falls under domestic laws. Right? It could also be a girlfriend, right, trying to smack around a boyfriend, right, same thing. Same laws apply, right? All right, which crimes do you hate having to arrest or cite people for? What do you think are some of the most underreported crimes? All right, for the first part, I personally don't like having to arrest people your age. Okay, I think that there's a lot going on right at this age, anywhere from 13 to 17. There's a lot going on right at that point. So I don't like having to put the handcuffs on someone that's underage like that. But there are times where it calls for it, where there's no other choice. But we try to get around that as much as we can. We try to work with you guys. We try to make it so that it's just a mistake and it gets corrected and ironed out. But that's the one that bothers me the most. All right, that's the one that we try to outwardly avoid. If there's a way to get around putting handcuffs on you guys, we'll go the extra mile. We'll try. Underreported crimes. Underreported crimes are the ones that are embarrassing. All right, sexual assaults. All right, sexual misconduct, rapes, stuff like that. Those are the ones that go underreported. All right, a lot of people get sexually abused and they just hide it. They won't speak about it. They won't ever talk about it. All right, and it's just something that ends up coming out later on and causes problems later on down the road.
They get everything wrong. It all looks nice and easy on TV, and it's not. There's a lot more investigation that goes behind it. So you do see the Law and Order, and you see, Blue Bloods is pretty good. But any of those cop shows, I mean, nowhere close to how an investigation really goes. And I'm a tactics guy. I run the active shooter for all the schools. I do all the training and stuff like that. Even the response in the movies to certain crimes and stuff like that is nothing. It's nowhere close to. And I guess it's a good thing because we don't want to give everybody the tactics that we have. So maybe that's the reason why it's so different from what the real world is.
We only have about a minute or two left before the bell rings. Because I always try to make sure we have time to thank everyone for being up here.
He has a question.
So let's give it a big round of applause.
Yeah. So you know how like you were talking about the news? Do you know how you were talking about the news, how you become a sex offender? Is that for women too, or just male people, like guys? That's for women too? That's all.